And welcome back, Desk Poppers, to the greatest show on earth. You guys can tell I took Angel's little intro because he's not here right now.
Yeah, he's going to be gone for a minute. You know, he's off adventuring the world on his own.
Yeah, he took Indiana Jones and he took it literally and just went with it. But today, guys, we're going to be reviewing Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny here with my co-host, Daniel. As always, non-spoiler review first, and then we're going to be spoiling the shit out of this movie.
So go hurry up and watch it and then watch our video.
Let's get into the letter grade. What are we grading this movie today?
You know, I think I'm gonna give it a soft B-.
Okay, you know what? That's not bad. That's not horrible. I'm giving it a B+. I enjoyed the movie for what it was, and right off the bat, guys, we've never watched any Indiana Jones movies.
Oh yeah, not a single one.
No, but I will say, for somebody who's never watched it, this felt like Indiana Jones.
It makes me want to go back and see the other four. You know
You
know what it gave me? It was like National Treasure vibes with Nicolas
It's funny
Cage.
because that came out after.
I know, but it's the only movie I've seen
No, you can,
that has similarities to it. It's the one that reminds me of like National Treasure.
I mean,
Treasure.
I feel like National Treasure has less action.
Oh yeah, way less action.
Dude, I'm surprised that they got an 80-year-old man be
The lead role.
Yeah, man, and he's out here doing. I don't think he's doing obviously these stunts because that's a lot on an 80-year-old man. I mean, they even showed him shirtless at the. Okay, that's not really a spoiler. I'm just saying they showed him shirtless.
Yeah, like 30 minutes in.
And you're what the hell? Put that away.
What's wrong with it?
I don't know, bro. It's all
just because he's old and wrinkly and a little saggy.
Yeah, that's exactly it. No, I mean he keeps in shape. You can tell.
He is a shape. I really did enjoy the beginning. It was a little throwback to World War II.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you know this, but that's where the original Indiana Jones movies are set. This movie really plays on the nostalgia. So if you do like Indiana Jones, I've had a lot of coworkers who tell me that Indiana Jones is like one of their favorite franchises and all that, and they haven't seen the movie, which I'm like, I think you would enjoy the movie, right? If you watch this, yeah. I really do, because there's a lot of callbacks, and for people who've never watched it, I still know what Indiana Jones is about, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of callbacks to the previous movies. To get into the MVP though, who did you enjoy the most? Who do you think really stole the show of this movie?
Yeah, the MVP, I think I'm gonna give it off to Helena.
I will say my MVP as well. I'm gonna give it to Antonio Banderas. No, I'm just kidding. That was a surprise though. But
I've seen him in Greece. Yeah, fun fact: Antonio Banderas is not Mexican.
He's Spaniard. I will give my MVP to Phoebe Waller-Bridge as well. Let's talk about movie experience, because I had a very funny thing happen to me at the movies. We love to bring in the movie experience, guys. I think it's important to go watch movies, help the industry out, help create more of these movies that we love, because that's going to keep us in business. And because there's no movies. What are we doing here?
I don't know. If you lose a movie experience, I know a lot of people didn't go for 2 years, but it's nice to go back, watch a movie on a big screen.
So what was
my experience was like all the other ones.
Nothing exciting happened?
Nothing exciting. There was about 6 people in my theater.
That's what I'm talking about.
And
give it to us.
Which I enjoyed because I don't like being around a lot of people.
Well, you went on a Sunday?
I went
on a Monday.
I went yesterday.
All right. And there's still 6 people.
There were still 6 people. There was one couple, and the rest were all like solo people that were a lot older than me. So it was like people that
I'm assuming if you go on a Monday,
the franchise.
Yeah, you're really a fan. You're like, if you go on a Monday, you're a fan, but you did not have time during the weekend. You're like, I gotta watch this movie even.
The only reason I went Monday because I didn't work.
Yeah,
I had the day off.
Let me give you because mine is very interesting. I do have a lot of social anxiety. I go in, right?
Yeah.
I bought my ticket. When I first bought the ticket, the whole row was by itself, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, thank God, 2 hours beforehand or whatever, right? I go to the movies. I go opening night, and I go in, and there's somebody in my seat. Now, I don't want to say anything because it's not a big deal, but it's this couple, right? I see them. I don't stop to make it look obvious that I was looking for my seat, so I just go a little bit more, acting like I know where I was going.
Yeah.
And I sit down, right? So I sit down. The movie's about to start.
And you sat in someone's seat.
Yeah. So I just kept looking over, like hoping that every time somebody came in, they would like just go into another row or whatever.
I always do that. Like I feel like when they're walking up the stairs, I'm like, please don't come near me
at all. Which sucked because the row ahead of me was all empty. The whole row was empty, right?
Yeah.
So I was in my head, I was thinking maybe because I didn't want to risk it. So as the movie's starting, this whole family, like family of 3, comes through and they're like looking at my seat. They're like right in front of me, and he's like, I think you're in my seat. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. So I just scoot over a little bit more, and at this point there's one seat empty on both of my sides, and then the people. And I'm like, oh my god, hopefully nobody else comes. But at this point I think the couple knew that they were in my seat. But there was nothing else I could do at that point, and that's how I did the whole movie, just like that. But I was really embarrassed.
That happened to me one time. There was like 6 empty seats in that row, and I went to go sit in it. And what's funny is my seat was only like 2 rows up, and I just didn't want to go all the way up. All the ones behind me were empty too, but like right before the movie starts, the family of 6 come over and they're like, "You're in my seat." I was like, "Oh fuck, my bad," and I just went up a seat.
You know what I would say? I'd be like, "Oh my bad, I got the wrong row." And then you just go up. But that's because of me. I would want them to know that I just messed up.
Yeah, no, I just went up a row.
Yeah, smart man. Yeah, I think the family thought that I snuck in too. Because they were like, this motherfucker, bro.
Oh, I just like grabbed the random seat.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of sneaking in, this movie and I think the last movie I went to.
You snuck in?
I might as well have, because I walked in and nobody scanned my ticket. I just went straight to the theater. Yeah, like, when you walk in and they like scan your phone or.
So I was gonna tell you, for Indiana Jones, all I did was show them the ticket. They're like, yeah, it's over there.
No, I never showed anybody.
Yeah, I know.
I walked in, there was no person at the little area,
kiosk.
The little kiosk, and the people at the concession stand were all like,
did not care. They're like,
they didn't care. So I walked in, I looked around, and I was just, I'm gonna go straight to the theater.
You either get the nonchalant people who like don't care, like they don't even ask for your ID, and then you got the guys like, your ID, please.
Oh, your A-list? Let me see your ID.
Yeah, and
like doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Why would I be coming by myself?
Yeah, the ticket was done by. Don't worry about it.
Also,
just
it's on your phone, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's very hard to transfer tickets on your phone to, like, I don't know, bro. There's just a lot of security. I'm just saying, your phones are pretty secure at this point. Box office wise, bro, it is bombing right now. We love to talk about the box office. It is projected to make $60 million its first weekend, which is the same as The Flash.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's an epidemic, I feel like, of these big franchises, bro. They cost $300 million to make. It was one of the most expensive movies of the year, I feel like, of all time, just in general. And unless you're putting in like the Avatar Way of Water kind of like hype around it, which I'm surprised Indiana Jones didn't have that hype either, because it's a good movie, especially if you enjoy the franchise. Everybody's seen the trailer. If you haven't, there's gonna be a tiny spoiler, but they show a de-aged Harrison Ford, and I thought that looked great.
It actually did really look good.
Yeah,
I didn't see like no problems. Like if you really look into it, he does look like, I would bring it up like close to like a player model, like in a game or something. But I mean, it wasn't terrible. I'm
really surprised that it probably won't even break 150 million or 200 million here in the States, unless it has really good legs. And critics and audience scores critics are like 60%. We love to talk about the critic score since we gave our own grades. Cinema Score gave it a B+, I believe. And the ratings on Rotten Tomato, I think it's 89% audience score and like 60 something.
Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 69%. And audience score gave it an 88%.
So it's what, 20% off? It's still good.
Yeah, just about 20%.
For some reason, the critics have not been loving these movies lately.
They have not. They've been on one this past year.
Do you think people just don't want to go watch movies?
I think it has changed a lot, because during the pandemic, they did a lot of straight to streaming services. And people like, they would, even if they went over there, you could still they still had them to like rent,
It's funny you bring that up, because The Flash just came out, like 2-3 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
And this month it's already going to release on DVD. And I don't know if it's going to release on streaming yet, but like it's already coming out, And it's like, okay, well, The Flash was like the biggest failure in DC or Warner Bros. History, but movies are important. I feel like if these movies don't do well, studios are going to...
They're just going to start putting less effort into it than they already are.
Less money, too. And
less money. And
it's just downhill from there.
I feel like we're going to be in a rough patch of movies here for
especially
For
with the
a good-
writer's strike and all that.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a rough time.
I feel like the quality is definitely gonna go down. We're gonna have like the dark ages of cinema coming up. This video is brought to you by Despop. That's us, baby.
Best way to support us is just by liking the video, subscribing to our channel, and giving us a little comment.
Of the movie,
Of the
Indiana
movie or the
Jones.
show.
Let us know if you've watched it. If you're gonna watch it, we are in the spoiler zone.
I don't do it. I'm not gonna do it.
You can't make me.
Get a clip off of one of the old ones and just throw in the one.
All right, guys, that brings us to the
Spoiler zone.
wait.
Before we get into the spoilers, the little fight that they have on the train. I guess that's spoiler.
Before we get into spoilers, let me bring up a spoiler.
Yeah, the fight that they have on the train. He has his hat on the whole time. These guys are going like a good 50 miles an hour, maybe more.
No, I think it's 1944 train. Do you think
Yeah.
they go that fast? I feel like 50 is good, right?
I don't know, but they made it seem like they was fucking hauling ass.
It was.
He has his hat on the whole time.
Yeah.
And when they're in the tunnel, he holds on to it, which makes sense.
Yeah.
But when he's getting his ass beat and they knock him over, he's over leaning on the edge, his head is down. He's not holding on to his head or the hat. That would have been gone 100%.
Bro, I get on a roller coaster and I gotta like flip it back and hold on to it. There's no
Yeah.
way Indy's holding on to that hat. There's
And,
no
yeah,
way.
and after so many years, or I guess back then it wasn't like, there's no way that hat is like that tight anymore, even after like a year or two.
I think he has you know how a lot of people have like a wall of sneakers? Indiana Jones just
It
has,
just has a wall of hats.
and whips. Yeah.
You think so?
Always
I mean,
ready.
it would make sense
Always
because the hat
ready.
is always in good shape,
And I feel like one of the funny memes would be like when he was first starting out, he went into a hat shop and the guy was like, "Yeah, I couldn't sell these hats. They're all
just got, like,
50% off."
Yeah, just like I got boxes of them.
He's like, "I'll take them."
I'll take the whole box.
We'll talk about the pacing a little bit. We usually talk about this in the non-spoiler, but I feel like with there's a lot to spoil because it is a 2-hour.
It's a very spoily movie.
No, it's a very long movie.
It's a very long movie, but it's also kind of spoily because you can't bring something up without bringing
The whole movie up. The movie starts out with 30-minute
25 to 30-minute intro of
young Indy.
back in World War II. I think it was 1939 because they bring it up a couple times.
1944. It was the end of
Was it? Okay.
Adolf Hitler already lost.
Okay.
And now the Germans were just trying to get all their shit out of wherever they were at. So they were doing inventory. They were like, "Hey, where's the the first thing?"
The first thing was the blade of
Judas.
of Christ or something. They said.
It was the blade that they used to kill Jesus. That was
There you go.
Yes.
It was a blade that killed Jesus.
and it was a fake.
So do you think they bring it up in the next movie?
Do you think there's a next movie?
I don't know. I doubt it.
With the way it was doing, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if they made it seem like they wanted to portray the goddaughter Helena as the new.
As a new Indiana Jones, we'll talk about that later too, because I really want to bring up Shia LaBeouf.
Okay.
But I want to talk about the beginning, right?
beginning.
Well, did you like the pacing first of how it broke up the movie and
I liked it. It wasn't.
it made the movie go by, right? Like it
made
didn't
the
feel
movie go
slow.
by. I went at 10:30
Yeah, at night.
at night.
Last night.
Yeah, last night.
Well, you couldn't go during the day.
No, I was super busy.
Okay, go ahead.
Dude, I didn't go to sleep until like 2:30.
No wonder you were texting me. I was like, motherfucker wants to wake up at 6 in the morning and he's still texting me.
On the train, he's fighting all these Nazis, man, dressed as a Nazi.
You got to go undercover.
Yeah, you got to go undercover.
And he's with his friend.
Basil. Basil
Funny
Shaw.
enough, Toby Jones has played a
1940s Nazi.
in Captain America. In my head, I was like,
Yeah,
Nazi.
it threw me off. It threw me off because I had seen him as a Nazi
Yeah, so
with a fucking hardcore accent.
and I thought that was, well, I'm not gonna say I thought that was his regular accent,
Yeah.
but like in my head, I was like, he does this such a
Like,
good
yeah,
job.
he does a good job of the accent.
So in my head, I was like Nazi, and then he's not a Nazi, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah, and
what
he's
is
fighting with the
happening?
Americans. I was like, whoa.
Is it gonna
Wow.
be a twist? Like, what's
Yeah.
going on? You know, like, what is he doing there? The Blade of Jesus, but it's a fake. And
It's a fake.
Now we're going for I forgot what it's called.
I'm gonna look it up. I can't pronounce it. It's the Tutankhamun,
I did a lot of research on on this.
the Atakanya. It's a real artifact.
Yeah, it is.
Antikythera.
There's no way that's what it's called.
Yeah, it's right here.
Who created it? Do you know by any chance?
The artifact?
Yeah, in the movie.
Oh, Archimedes.
Archimedes. Okay, thank God. Who-
Archimedes.
So yeah, they're all real people, bro. And,
All real people.
And they actually did find the Alchemeda.
What? Antikythera. Alchemeda, bitch. Are you thinking of Archimedes?
Yeah.
We're gonna butcher it, so
Don't come for us in the comments below.
or do.
It was actually a piece that was found in 1901. So I don't know if you know what an analog computer is, but it's like one of the first analog computers ever made.
Found it here. It says it was created in the 2nd century and discovered in 1901 in Antikythera, Greece.
The McMuffin of this whole thing is
Yeah, the mathematician Archimedes is the one that made the Antikythera mechanism.
and that's what I love.
Humanity's first computer.
Yeah, it is. I really love how Indiana Jones just ties in these historical facts that actually did happen and just put a little twist,
Yeah, they put a little twist.
magical twist.
On the train, the guy, what's his face, said it would not make Hitler king or emperor. It would make him God.
They fail.
Miserably. Type
But
of
like
shit.
that was also America's like one big mistake was bringing in Hitler, Nazis, scientists to help us with whatever
Defeating
with the
the
Cold
Nazis.
War, with defeating the Russians and all that. 1969. So Jurgen has his own posse now. He's the CIA is helping him because I guess he helped the CIA, and he's been working in Alabama. He brings it up a couple times during the movie. He's like, "I'm not going back to Alabama."
I was gonna say, I work with the dude from Alabama, and
He shits on Alabama as well.
mm-hmm.
Okay, I just want to make sure. So if people
Yeah.
come for us, I'm like, hey, bro, your own people is hating. You know, they got the CIA agent helping them out, which I thought, dude, that took me out because I was like, what is this black woman doing helping out these Nazis? You know, but they didn't know. She didn't know.
She didn't know.
They're looking for the Antikythera.
Well,
looking for the
she
paper.
is looking for Helena Shaw, the CIA lady, the black lady.
Why is she looking for Helena?
I don't know, but that's who they were looking for. That's who she thought they were looking for.
Oh,
And it ended up being that the doctor, who is Jurgen, they call him the doctor,
yeah.
was looking for the Antikythera, following Shaw because she is the daughter of Basil.
So this is why I don't watch the trailers because
Yeah.
in my head, when I knew Phoebe Waller, who great show on called Fleabag. It's a great show. If you guys want to watch it, I would watch it. It's only like 2 seasons. I'm really happy because I knew she was in the movie, and I thought they were just gonna do this whole like team up where she comes in to help Indy, but no, she
she is a total bitch.
Yeah, she's rebellious. She is a criminal. She's how many more adjectives can I use to?
She steals artifacts and sells them on the black market.
I know. She's making a name for herself, which is crazy because her dad was Basil. Like, I feel like a very renowned person in the scientific community.
Yeah, someone that wanted to put like these artifacts in a museum.
So it's crazy that she grew up to just resent her father.
Opposite,
Yeah. Look, man, for some reason, kids always become the opposite of...
Either you become what your parent was or you become the total opposite.
Because you resent them.
Because you resent them. I don't know if she resented her father, but she wasn't very well looked after. Because he was a little
into the Antikythera.
Obsessed with it.
They go on this trotting adventure across the
Mediterranean.
Yeah, pretty much. What they go to
Tangier.
Is it a real place?
Town in Morocco.
Oh, okay. So they were in Morocco.
I don't know if it's a real place, but it was in Morocco. I'm gonna say it's a real place because
So I knew they were in Tangier. That just did not sound like a country to me. So it makes more sense.
They were
it's
in
the city.
Morocco.
You know, that's where he meets. Oh, what was the little boy's name? Did you like the little boy Teddy?
I did.
He brought that little pizzazz to the group. To bring up the chase scene, it's really funny because the guy was chasing Helena because they were engaged.
They were engaged.
And that's the only reason why he was going after her.
And it also seemed like he was he was very undecided of whether he wanted to kill her or just kidnap her, grab her.
Yeah. So the Horny on the Timeline Award goes to the unnamed. Is he? I'm sure he's named.
He's named.
He does have a name.
Mini.
It's like Raheem.
Mini Raheem.
Mini Raheem.
Mini Raheem.
Because there's a bigger Raheem?
Yeah, because Big Raheem, I think, is his father.
I mean, bro, he's rich, bro. You know, he's got that money.
Yeah, he's got that money, especially in Morocco. Moroccans got money, bro.
Yeah, so did Helena drop the bag?
I think she just used them to get bailed out of jail.
I'm just saying, did she drop the bag, though? Like...
I mean, it does seem like it because she's always wanted money.
And
she's been doing all this bullshit, and he got it. All she got to do is just, kill him. Mm-hmm. And she can inherit all the money.
And also, right after Morocco, Jurgen gets on a plane and they're heading to Greece.
They're going to Greece.
They're going to Greece. That took me a while to get there.
Yeah.
And that's where his plans get dropped. The CIA agents like, no, we have to go back home. They're sending us home. He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I've come too far, motherfucker.
Yeah, I like how before we get there, he just decides to say "fuck the president." He's like, "Take me to Morocco instead of LA."
Oh, damn.
Right before all
Yeah,
this
right
bullshit.
before all this, he's like, hey, no, I
Yeah.
don't want to meet the president. We're going to Morocco. 'Cause
Yeah.
Indiana Jones is going to Morocco. And that's where the, no, it's a,
No, they went to Morocco because Helena had already had the Anti-Kaysir and she was gonna auction it
they
off.
grabbed it from
They
Indiana
grabbed
Jones.
it from her. They know where the next location is somewhere off the coast in Greece.
Yeah, and they're looking for the papers, right? For the map.
They're looking for the I forget what they called it, the motherfucking thing.
No,
that
she
gives you the
realized it,
directions.
bro. That's what I really
No,
love
no.
about riddles. No, because they were on their way to Greece and they were like, why would the ships be leaving? Or they were
No,
leaving or
they,
coming.
they knew it was off which is why I said off the coast of Greece.
Yeah. But no,
So they went to Greece to meet up with an old friend of Indy's,
Antonio Banderas.
Antonio Banderas. They used his ship and his sponge scuba dive suits.
Okay, so you're gonna have to help me out with this scene because during this scene I really had to go pee. So
Okay.
and I decided I was like waiting for a good moment, and as soon as
That
they
was a
dove
bad moment to
in,
go.
when they dove into the water,
Kind of, yeah.
yeah. So that's
Okay, so
Go ahead.
they go off the coast of Greece and they find the first part of the wreckage, which was like just right off the. Wasn't that far down.
realized they had to go down further because
No. She brings it up like knowing that they have to go down further,
Oh.
and they go down further. They bring up.
Antonio
No. She brings up because there was water splashing. She was like, "Is that a shark?" And Antonio Banderas says, "No, there's no sharks in these waters,
It's an
but
eel.
there is eels." Big eels, and when they dive in, they find the box that's holding the coordinates or whatever the fuck the thing. I forget what.
no,
the
it's
thing is
a
called.
wax thing. It's the wax.
Yeah, but it's in a box.
You know what's really funny? I really did love the little switch. I know I didn't watch the eel scene, but they did. I saw where they brought up the eels.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Indiana Jones is very scared of spiders or bugs and snakes.
Yeah.
And instead of putting snakes in the movie, they put eels.
They
which
put
is,
eels,
Yeah.
and the little boy even says they look like snakes.
Yeah.
So this is funny.
It's a little twist on Indy's weakness, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
You know, I never watched the movies, but I did play the Lego Indiana Jones. And that's how I know he doesn't like snakes, because every
Yeah.
time you go near snakes, he would just
Like get like a
freeze up.
scared. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's the only thing I remember from the Lego Indiana Jones.
Jurgen
Cap.
appears, kills everybody on the boat.
Antonio Banderas. I keep bringing it up. Bro,
Yeah, no,
straight up murders him.
and it straight fucking kills him.
Sad. Helena does a little good old like double agent, like I'm gonna give you the information, solves the riddle in her head and gives him the wrong information.
Well, I mean, she gave him like
No, she
she threw him off. She threw him off, giving him the wrong
information.
west and east locations.
She was like, you got to go to Alexandria,
Yeah, you got to go to Egypt.
but we're going to Syracuse. They head off on the opposite direction, and Jurgen is just like, these motherfuckers.
I like how you can somehow tell that instead of going east, they're going west.
West.
But like, how are you gonna tell from like a 30-mile trek? Even
The sun. If I was them, I would have. Well, that's how I would tell
I guess.
direction.
Yeah, I would
Or if
have
had a
gone
compass.
east for like a good 100 miles and then turned right.
I feel like in the
Or, I guess,
60s,
west.
bro, everybody had a compass, you know? Like, you
Well, I
know how
guess
we
back
always
then,
had
yeah.
phones? Like, they had a compass because they had to know, you know?
The only reason I know my west and north and everything is because
We have a big landmark
we got a big landmark. The big mountains
west of us.
west of us.
And whenever I can't see them, I just don't know directions. I'm like, are we heading north? I don't know.
Yeah, I go to Oklahoma a lot. My cousins are always like, "Yeah, just go north."
I'm like, where?
Yeah, I'm like, "Bitch, which way is north?"
Bitch, where? When they land there, the kid goes get some ice cream. He gets taken by Jurgen, but also there's a big play that he's watching. So these kids are really mean for no reason to a random
To a
kid.
random little boy. Yeah,
Random little boy. I'm like, you don't know him. What do you mean for? But they
Yeah.
do depict the battle of the dragons versus the Romans, which I did not notice.
in a little play. I saw it, but I didn't make the connection.
Not right away, anyways. It took me a bit
Yeah,
until I brought it up right now.
earlier. Yeah,
No, that was a cool callback. I love when movies do that.
time travel, but they brought it up that they realized it was always gonna be send you to one point in time.
The Syracuse fight, the Siege of Syracuse.
The siege of Syracuse. Archimedes just wanted help.
And this is the type of time travel in this movie where it always happened. Like no matter what, there's no way for you to stop. You know, because sometimes there's movies where you go back in time and change it, or other kind of time travel. This time travel in this movie, for the people who like time travel, is the type of time travel that no matter what you do, it was always gonna happen. It's a closed loop.
Yeah, she did bring up towards the end that because Indy wanted to stay, he was damaged.
Yeah,
he was damaged goods.
I really thought he was gonna stay.
He wanted to stay, and she said, "I can't let you stay because it would have changed the future." Which, I mean, obviously nothing happened. Well, I would say something did happen. That's where they got the drawing on the coffin.
Yeah.
Remember how it showed the Falcon with the propellers?
Oh yes, but that's what I'm telling you. That so it always happened.
It always happened. So
Because-
it always happened the same way.
Which that's what I love. So yeah, the propeller, and then Archimedes had the watch.
I had the watch.
And in my head, I just thought he was really smart. I didn't make that connection
he
either.
made the watch.
Yeah,
No. I got they had
already done it.
from my sense. Archimedes is the one that time traveled because that's what they made it seem like.
Oh, okay.
Like
But-
Archimedes traveled in time or into the future and brought back like a watch with him because Indy brings it up. He's like, when they open up the coffin, they're like, how does he have a watch? Watch haven't been invented for 2,000 years.
Yeah.
Or a clock hasn't been invented for like 2,000 years.
Much
or,
less a watch.
or something
Yeah.
like that.
No, yeah, me too. And when he said that, I was like, I still didn't pick up on any connections that they were going to time travel back to the Syracuse, right? Because they got on the plane.
Yeah, no, I didn't realize they were going to travel back to that time either.
Well, I think Indy didn't even know himself, but he was like, "Oh, we got the calculations wrong. We don't know where we're going."
You know how fucking smart you gotta be? That's some like intelligent ass shit. Some studious ass fool type of shit. Yeah.
All studious.
Because as they're doing that, he brings up the continental drift.
Yeah.
And back then, they wouldn't have known about that. So while they all have...
I did want to ask you this. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Do you think, because Jurgen for some reason thought he was going back to 1944 or 1939.
1939.
Yeah. For some reason, he thought he was going back to 1939. Okay. So in my head, I think Indy told Archimedes that he had to put the 1939 in there so that way in the future they would be able to come back, because it like shit always happens, right? But like you need to put the 1930, because the 1939 isn't something random. Like you have, because that point in time always leads back to the siege of Syracuse. So obviously you either know it's going back to the siege of Syracuse, or you put in a false date because you know in the future somebody's gonna find it and want to come back. Because he even says it himself. He's like, oh my god, he built a time machine to get help from the future. That's the one thing that confused me from the movie. I just didn't know if he built it in so that the 1939 was a false was a red herring, or if they just can't read.
Well, I mean, he did get the what do you call the latitude, longitude?
Yeah, wrong. Well, no, he didn't get it wrong. It's just that point was always there.
Yeah, pinpoint. No, yeah. Well, it's because that's what he got wrong to, I guess, for the year wise.
Yeah.
I don't know how it comes into the calculations because it threw me off as well.
Okay.
Because when he brought up, he's like, oh, well, you got the continental drift. You're going to send us into the wrong year. I was like, how do you know that by doing that?
Yeah.
Which threw me out because I'm not, I ain't no mathematician, or nothing, but...
I did get that because it's different riffs. So there's different riffs around the world that can take you off to many points in time. Oh my God. Okay. Maybe there's still a lot of different riffs around the world, but Archimedes...
someone bring the whiteboard. We're going to solve this equation.
We have to, bro. I swear to God, dude, there's a lot more going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I thought it was really funny where she just knocked him out. And you're coming with me. It's over.
You know what's funny? I don't know why I always thought Archimedes was like a built tough guy. He has some like strength to him.
It's a name, bro. It's the Greek name.
Yeah. It just it throws like a fucking like emperor vibe. Motherfucker that's built fucking Spartan.
Yeah.
Type of vibe, even though he wasn't.
It's my grandpa.
Or I guess Greece, but no, this is built like my dad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what was really sad is that they killed Shia LaBeouf's character off screen.
Who was this character?
The Crystal Skull came out 10 years ago, and it was supposed to be in Shia LaBeouf's was gonna take over the mantle. He was his son.
Oh,
he's the son that died.
Oh, okay.
So they killed him off screen. They didn't even show him. They killed him off screen. The whole main character from the Crystal Skull 10 years ago, right? And in my head, I was like, man, the disrespect, bro. The disrespect.
He probably didn't want to come back.
No, I think it was the shit that he's done. think he's canceled in Hollywood.
All of that too.
Yeah.
To throw
I
all
think
that in there, and
he would come back if they wanted him.
maybe, but I mean, even then, he would have been in it for what, like 10 minutes for them to kill him off.
I just don't think they should have killed him off. I feel like he should have been the next Indy.
No, I mean that's true too.
That's what they had planned. But I mean, I do like Helena. She's a funny character. She knows what she's doing.
Yeah, no, I really did enjoy her character and her little sidekick. What's his face?
Teddy.
No, what is his name?
Is it Teddy?
I don't know.
I think it's Teddy. That's what it says here in the letterbox. I'm pretty sure that's
Then little boy Teddy. Yeah. I know we all grow up in different parts of the world and we're all, different, but they should have shaved his unibrow.
And that's the movie review, guy.
Yeah, I did all that. Yeah. We'll see you next time.